Hey, what's up, everybody? Oh, that's not charging. Oh, there we go. Sorry, we're just getting everything set up here. We've seen valve stems get damaged during pit stops. You can run over something silly, as it may sound, and then right here's the result. But Junior, to your point, no good your ladder, but I didn't see damage where he had hit anybody. Perhaps it was just so low that it was all right, folks. I think we're live on Instagram, and we're live on YouTube. All right. Welcome. Saturday night live, Camera Junkie. Now, I'm on a GoPro tonight, folks, because this thing right here is the Elgato live stream, or Elgato Camlink 4K, and it's just absolute trash. Like, take my word for it, don't buy this thing. It'll waste your money. I think this is the fourth one of these I've had, and all four of them have broken just randomly. They just stopped working. They just straight up quit working. So that's why if you've kind of been around for a while tonight, you see me try to go live. Like, this is the third time I'm on a GoPro now. So I might just keep doing the GoPros for a little while. And you can kind of see how it's wider. I wonder if I can see if that did anything. Oh, there we go. A little bit more narrow. But anyways, we got a few things going on tonight, folks. It's going to be a huge week. So I got Instagram up here, the Camera Junkie, YT on Instagram, _camera_junkie YT. Over here on YouTube, the GoPro. Now I'm just using the GoPro because GoPro is a great product, folks, and we're gonna get into GoPros tonight on the live stream. So it should be a good show. So we'll get CR started, because one thing I want to kind of get out of the way. First thing that I want to kind of get out of the way is the A74 rumors, and I want to get these out of the way because I almost think that somebody's kind of trolling Sony Alpha rumors right now with some of these rumors that are just kind of like, So right now the rumor says that the latest rumor was, so I didn't do a video on this, and a lot of people did. I saw tons of videos on this already, talking about how it's going to have 4K 30 frames per second and oversampled 7K video. Those numbers just seem weird to me. Same with the 33 megapixels, and like, why would a 5.5 stop stabilization thing be something they wanted to leak? Some of these rumors just seem kind of like odd to me, they just seem super, super odd to me. And I don't know if anything, I really hope, I think that this will be, the 7K doesn't matter. I think this will be a massive fail if the tops out at 4K 30. A massive fail. I don't think there's enough people that want the just fully articulating screen. I think if it doesn't have the 4K 60, it doesn't have 10-bit video, I think we've got a failed camera, and honestly, in my opinion. So yeah. Anyways, again, today is the 20-year anniversary of September 11th of 2001. Just a little background on me. You can see the shirt here, it says Air Force on it. I went to basic training September 5th of 2001. I was actually supposed to go to basic training on September 11th. I was supposed to actually fly out that day on September 11th, and I was called and told I needed to go a week early. So I went to basic training September 5th. Well, I went to MEPS September 5th, got to basic training on the 6th of September, and I did 20 years. I officially retired from the Air Force on the 1st of October this year, so I got like 19 days left. I've been on terminal leave since June, and I really haven't worked since like April or May. But I actually started a new job Monday morning. Pretty excited about it. Actually, I'm super excited about it. It's going to be a really good job. But that's not really a place for this channel. If you want to see that information, that stuff, go over to my CJ Abroad channel. And you'll see future videos on that kind of thing. So, all right, so that's enough about the A7 IV. Chances are the A7 IV comes out in October. Who knows? We really don't know at this point. The chip shortage deal is a big deal, and I think Sony, of all the companies, because you look at like Panasonic, or whatever. Panasonic came out with the GH5 Mark II. Now I know they're having issues with the GH6, so I'm gonna I won't give them too much credit, but they did come out with the GH5 Mark II, and they've been able to, you can get them. Like you can go to Adorama right now and buy one. I'm pretty sure they're still in stock. Partially, that's probably because there wasn't a huge number of people that were like, oh my God, I got to have this camera. You know what I mean? Especially when at the same announcement, they announced the GH6 coming out. So with that GH6 coming out, I just think there's a lot of people more waiting for the GH6 than there are GH5. So also got a grip. I got the A7C in, and I got this small rig grip. So this thing is like essential, I think. Makes the camera, one of the biggest complaints I have with this camera is like it's just not very comfortable to hold. With this grip, it definitely makes it more comfortable to hold. I also have videos coming out this week about this lens here, folks. I have the ZV-E10 with the 11-20 f2.8 Tamron lens. So in the morning, I'm going to take this thing out to my normal hiking area where I normally would do hiking stuff. I've already shot the intro part of that video, but I will be taking this camera out tomorrow. And we will have some videos this week coming from that. I downloaded Catalyst Browse. Pretty excited about that. I'm going to use that for the first time because I'm considering whether or not I want to get a gimbal. I would really like the DJI gimbals. But if I don't need it because this Catalyst Browse is really that good and I can make it work, then hey, I just saved myself a couple $100. So yeah. Also this week, we have a rumored price on the Canon R3, and it's $59.99 US dollars. It's about $6,000. 6,099 euros. Now keep in mind, folks, when you go to Europe, now since I'm in the military, I got to travel all over the world. When you go to Europe, when you see $6,099, that is included with tax. Here in the US, $59.99. When you go to check out, it's not going to be $6,000. I promise you. It's going to be probably like $6,500, $6,600, somewhere in there. Maybe even more than that. So, yeah, the EOS R3 should be announced this week on the 14th, and $59.99. We've already done plenty of videos on this. That's also going to be that 100 to 400 lens, as well as the 16mm f2.8. So a lot of cool lenses coming out this week. A lot of good things coming out this week. Yeah, I'm excited about this Canon R3. That price is pretty nice. And I think I was expecting it to be more like $6,500, to be honest with you, because I think it's at this current time, a direct replacement for the 1DX Mark III, mirrorless replacement, if you will. I think you're going to see a lot of people that are 1DX Mark III shooters or 1DX Mark II shooters potentially going right out and buying this thing. Yeah, I think it's going to be a direct replacement for that camera. I think it's going to be pretty awesome. That's going to be that one camera, I think, to get the majority of like old timer, like DSLR shooters to come back to mirrorless or come into the mirrorless system to give up their DSLRs for mirrorless. I do wonder if maybe for $6,000 they might, because the thing is I don't think there's going to be that many people who are going to be like, oh, I'm going to get into cameras. I'm going to buy this R3. I don't have any lenses or anything like that. So I think that it would be a great idea if they would put a EF adapter in there, an RF to EF adapter in there, because a lot of these guys, they're professional photographers, professional, they've got all their EF glass. It would be a good idea to put a EF adapter inside the box. I think that's not a bad idea. It would be a good way to get people to come over, especially all the pros that are out there shooting, and they have their big Canon EF glass. I think that'd be a good way rather than forcing them to pay another $250 for that thing. All right. This week, and now I know this is a camera channel, but I think in today's world, man, I'll tell you what, smartphones are a very important part of the camera world right now. I do believe that. And here's why. I think what you'll see next year, the 2022 year will be the year where you'll see a lot of 1-inch sensors in these smartphones. I think for sure, rumors saying that the Galaxy S22 is going to have 1-inch sensor in there. There is already one camera. I want to say Sharp makes it, which isn't a big time camera phone company. They don't really market phones very much. They make a lot of TVs and other electronics. But I think you will see a lot of cameras next year, phones next year have 1-inch sensors, which I think is probably why this camera came out this year, the ZV-E10, because I think that the ZV-1, your G7Xs are soon to be obsolete. I do believe that. I think they're soon to be obsolete. And I say that because you look at like the 2/3 sensors, the old pocketable super zoom cameras that were out, Canon SX740 HS, I think was one. Sony's got a couple of them. Panasonic's got some. Like they're super zoom, 24 to 600 millimeters, can fit in your pocket. I think those cameras they don't make them anymore, right? They don't make them anymore. Nikon made a couple. P1000 or something. I can't remember how they were called, but you haven't seen one in years, right? 2018, 2019 was probably the last ones. Well, I do think those super zoom cameras still have a role, obviously. I also think that they are. I mean, these zooms on these cameras right now on these smartphones, like the Galaxy S20, S21 has got like 100 times zoom on or something like that, and it's actually pretty good. I've seen some photos at some distance. Yes, it's only an optical zoom, and I think I would be willing to bet. Now I don't know actual numbers, but if you were to go and kind of percentage out all of the research and development that's going on in the camera industry, I'd be willing to bet that the amount of money that is being generated in the research and development by smartphone companies far exceeds what these guys are doing, cameras are doing. If you look at, for instance, compare the company Canon to Apple, I don't think you can compare. I think the amount of money they have to spend on research and development, Samsung. The amount of money that they can spend on research and development in smartphones, Samsung it's got a bottomless pit of money to be able to spend on money on cameras. Not only that, Olympus apparently is going to team with Samsung this year to make their S21 phone cameras. So that's another kind of interesting development, I think, with the Galaxy getting a huge upgrade. I think this coming week, iPhone is supposed to be coming out, and there's supposed to be a huge upgrade in their phones. Says Apple will release 4 iPhones in 2021, including a 5.4-inch iPhone 13 mini, a 6.1-inch iPhone 13, a 6.1-inch iPhone 13 Pro, and a 6.7-inch iPhone 13 Pro Max. Supposed to get 120 hertz ProMotion display. Apple's rumored to be using bigger batteries. Camera technology improves each year, and rumors suggest all the new iPhones are getting updated features. Some of the biggest improvements will come for the iPhone 13 Pro, which is expected to be on par with the iPhone 13 Pro Max this year with a better telephoto lens. The iPhone 13 Pro and Pro Max are expected to get sensors with larger pixels to improve photos in low light conditions. And the ultra-wide camera on these models will feature an autofocus improvement, as well as an f1.8 aperture for low light improvements. Sensor shift stabilization features available. The Pro models is expected to come to the entire iPhone 13 lineup for much better stabilized. I mean, they already have way better stabilization on a phone than you can get on the camera. Period. I think the Canon R6, R5 have probably the best stabilization in the phone in the industry when it comes to consumer level cameras, and I don't think they're even in the same field as an iPhone or even a GoPro. So now, with that being said, anybody who's a professional photographer, professional videographer knows damn well you cannot get the same type of quality of image out of this as you can a full frame camera, right? Cannot get the same quality image. However, let me explain. The majority of people, when they're looking at their photos, are looking at their photos on this. That's my. And when you're looking at your photos, your images that you've taken with your phone on your phone, they look amazing. If you take them and you put them on a 55-inch screen, yeah, they're not going to look as good. They're just not. There's not as much data there to edit. If you want to edit your photos, there's not nearly as much data that's going to be there. So if you want to, you can. There's just no way that they're going to compete with something like this, or even something like this. They're just not going to compete. But majority of people, to myself included, when I take a photo with this, when I take a photo with this, I look at it on my phone. As a matter of fact, I edit it on my iPad usually, or I edit it directly on my phone. So you guys can probably hear the TV's on. When it comes to that, I mean, these iPhones and stuff like that. So the iPhone that's coming out, it's going to have a better wide angle lens, which I like taking on wider angle stuff. The low light capability of the iPhone 11 was amazing, and the 12 was even better. I have a 12 Pro Max, and the low light capability of the iPhone 12 Pro Max is amazing. It's awesome. All right, so the last thing I really need to talk about today is the GoPro Hero 10. Now, this coming week, we will have a September 16th. Last year, 2020, September 16th, the GoPro Hero 9 was released, and I would show you it, but I'm actually using it right now. That's what you're watching this on. Not you guys, but the YouTubers, the people are watching on YouTube. There's nobody in my Instagram, so oh well. So the GoPro Hero 9 was announced or was released last year on September 16th. Now, last year was just it just dropped. Like there was no notification. It was just, oh, here's GoPro Hero 9. So I expect that to be the same. Maybe it's not. Typically, these things come out in October, but potentially, last year they did come out in September. So maybe we'll have it in September. Interesting specs on this one. 5.3K video at 60 frames per second. Previous model, GoPro Hero 9 that you're watching me on, was 30 frames per second and 5.3K. 4K up to 120. So That's interesting. I usually shoot 4K 60 just because I would just love how smooth it looks. 2.7K up to 240 frames per second. The previous model had 120 frames per second at 2.7K. A new sensor, the 23 megapixel sensor now. Hypersmooth 4.0, Time Warp 3.0, and the new GP2 processor. So that's the first time we'll have a GP2 processor. The GP1 processor has been around for, I think, since the GoPro 5 or 6 or something like that. So, yeah. New GoPros potentially this week. No, I don't have any rumors on that, folks. There's no rumors on that. It's just that's kind of speculation at this point because it came out September 16th last year. So I'm thinking that maybe it might come around the same time this year. Obviously, with this chip shortage, freaking nonsense that's going on right now in the world, who knows when it's actually going to come? But maybe this week. Maybe this week. The rumors are. I mean, we've got like actual pictures of this thing now. You can go and Google GoPro Hero 10. Tons of photos will come up. It's pretty much exactly the same as the Hero 9, which I like because I have media mods and stuff like that and other things that work. Batteries would be great if they just come out. I mean, for 2 years in a row would come out in the same battery. I remember the 5 and the 6. I want to say the 7 all use the same battery, and then the 8 had a new battery, and the 9 had a new battery, and I'm like, could we just, I got 5 of these batteries right now. It would be really awesome if the GoPro 9 came out and it used the same the 10 and used the same battery as the 9. That's probably really the only thing I really asked for. I think you're asking too much of to have better battery life in these things. Yeah, we all want better battery life. Of course, we want better battery life in these things. But you think about how much power these things have. I mean, to have 4K 60 and 4K 120, 5.3K. The screen on the front, screen on the back. I mean, how much better battery life can you get into these things? I mean, come on, it's tough to say that you're going to get better battery life in a camera that is so small. Unless you make the thing bigger, you're not going to fit a bigger battery in it. There's just, I mean, the technology can increase, I'm sure, but unless you want to have a giant camera, you're not really going to get bigger battery. And maybe the technology is just not quite there yet to have more milliamp hours or whatever. Maybe they can get a few more in there. I don't know. But, I mean, I think the battery life is fine. And they have all kinds of little grips and stuff you can get to plug them into, and you can get better battery life. With that, the Ulanzi makes all kinds of cool stuff you can get for these GoPros to give them better battery life. I think maybe that's an option to go with, but anyways, I think that's about it for today's video. I need to get a USB microphone or something like that. The GoPro, if you're just coming in, I'm on the GoPro Hero 9 because my Cam Link decided to quit working tonight. Normally I shoot with the Panasonic HC-X2000. My live streams. This is only the second official live stream that I've done. I'm gonna start. These are every Saturday night. Every Saturday night I'm gonna do a live stream, 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, and yeah. So just be, if I get a bunch of people in here, we start talking about stuff. Then we get the first 2 that I've done now. I haven't really had anybody in here, so I mean that is what it is. It's perfectly fine, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night because not really much of a conversation. Not even in Instagram, there's not really a conversation going on. Nobody's watching Instagram at all. So, but every Saturday night, come back and we'll see you guys on the next one. Later.